In this episode, we will discuss why HMRC has hired more officers to review R&D tax claims. Let's go! Hi, I'm Tessin, and welcome to the R&D Tax Show, where we help accountants, tax advisors, and their clients claim R&D tax relief. So in the last episode, we discussed why HMRC are clamping down on fraudulent claims, and today we'll discuss how they are further reinforcing that by hiring new officers. So we all know that R&D tax relief provides pivotal support for companies investing time, money, and resources into improving and further developing products and services. Since the year 2000, R&D tax relief has gradually increased in its generosity, and a company now might be able to claim up to 33.35% of its R&D costs. The government has a target of 2.4% of GDP being invested into research and development. As of 2018, the country was at 1.71%, so we're still quite a far way off. A simple method to get closer to the target would be to get companies to invest more into R&D. A simple method to get more companies to invest in R&D is to increase the amount of relief. This will get us closer to the target. Here is one of the problems though. As a generous tax relief for a legitimate business, it has become a target for fraudulent claims. Recent investigations have uncovered that approximately £300 million worth of fraudulent claims were made just in 2018 alone. It was identified that the abuse of R&D tax relief was from companies that had been set up to claim payable tax credits, loss-making companies, even when they have not carried out any qualifying R&D activities. Another high-risk claimant is a company that outsources the R&D to non-UK companies. We've discussed the rule changes and the measures put in by HMRC that will take effect from April 2021 to minimise the fraudulent activities in connection with R&D tax relief. If you have not heard about these changes, I'll link the video here. The second issue is that the R&D tax sector is unregulated. Anyone can actually start an R&D tax company, irrespective of experience, qualifications, and knowledge. There are a few players in the R&D tax space that have no tax experience. That to me is quite scary. As an accountant that's worked solely in tax since 2008, it is quite terrifying to hear that some people have no tax experience while doing R&D tax relief claims. These R&D tax companies have created a lot of concern in the industry and for HMRC. The quality of work is not up to the standard of the professional bodies or HMRC. In addition, a lot of these companies do not have professional indemnity insurance or limited PII. So if something goes wrong, they tend to disappear. Also, they have highly detailed contracts. So if anything does go wrong, they can wriggle themselves out of any problems they may have. Those that have an accounting, tax, or finance qualification have to adhere to professional regulations issued by the professional bodies, such as ACCA, ICAEW, CTA, AAT, and ATT. We therefore have a form of standard to follow and regulations to adhere to. If there is a disagreement between us and a client, then the client can make a complaint to the regulatory body. So what is HMRC's response? Well, they have hired approximately 100 new officers into their R&D tax team. This substantially increases the size of their team. These new team members will help the department undertake more checks and inquiries into R&D tax claims. The plan is to find fraudulent claims and to identify inaccurate claims. We welcome the changes introduced by HMRC, the increase in staff, and also the capping of the payable tax credits that will be introduced from April 2021. These measures introduced by HMRC are very important to maintain the credibility of research and development tax relief, although it is disappointing that a minority had to force HMRC's hand. Hopefully these changes will catch fraudulent claims, decrease them, and weed out anyone that has no business in delivering R&D tax relief services. This should raise the standards in the profession. I hope you found this episode useful. Take care. Goodbye.